Oh my God, guys, this is so embarrassing. So I actually read a book called Kingdom of Ash, and I cried so hard. It's the hardest, I've ever cried for a book. And I recorded myself, and I never thought I'd be one of those people to record myself crying. But I had to show my friends, the
What is
trauma.
an ugly cry, though? Like a...
Oh my God.
Were you sobbing?
So
like moguls?
I'm thinking of uploading it on TikTok. Do you want me to show you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am your host, Vanny Vicious. I am here with Mr. Rabbits 305
Mahalo.
and Desy Gato today.
Hey.
We're currently streaming live on Twitch. The Twitch channel is Official Vanny Vicious. There's a fucking gnat in here.
Did you catch him?
I did.
Okay.
The recorded podcast for these will be available on youtube.com/Voice of Vicious Podcast and on Rumble Voice of Vicious Podcast as well. And we're also going to be uploading these to Apple Podcasts when I figure that out. You can also catch us on Twitter or X at Voice of Vicious and IG Voice of Vicious Podcast. Anything else you guys need to know will be linked down in the description. Hello, Desi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So Desi, of course, had to be the first guest on the podcast because this is actually her hand-me-down equipment.
Yeah, I think it's like a good thing.
Right?
You know, to have the first guest be the one that wait, am I good there?
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, my radio voice came back. Good. You like that?
You as well. I think you should be closer too.
Yeah.
Your mic is dangerously low.
Dangerously low.
Yeah.
Which I'm usually the loudest bitch in the room, so I don't know how that's possible.
It equaled out. That's what it was.
Well, you know what it is? I think I gotta lower this chair. Somehow.
Huh?
Lower the chair. You can twist the microphone and see which side is louder too. Like this side is much louder than this side.
Interesting.
Hello? Wait.
How about now?
Is it better now?
Oh, wait.
Now
I feel like I hear it.
better. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is... Wait, there it is. That's like about the distance, I feel.
A hand's length.
There you go.
Another gnat. No puedo.
The first one comes you.
All right, Desi, tell us, who is Desi? What do you do? I feel like you do a little bit of everything aside from modeling and content creating. You're in real estate, no?
I don't say that anymore.
No?
Really? No, not really.
What happened?
I moved on.
Okay. Well, Desi's in college now. She's studying.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I like to try everything. When you throw spaghetti on the wall and you just see what sticks.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Okay.
So I did used to do real estate. Actually, different types of real estate.
Real estate is actually really funny right now because I'm realizing that a lot of people that do real estate, they will show you the worst property. For example, I've seen some guy, his entire persona on social media is showing you the worst efficiency for $2,000. And it's funny because in the beginning, I've
seen who you're talking about. He
Yes.
makes reels and he's like, this
Yes.
is the cheapest efficiency you're going to find. And it has no windows.
And it's literally someone's shed in Hialeah, their Santos are in the corner.
Yeah.
It's the sink. I saw one literally that was a shed with a toilet and it had a little shower in the corner, and I was like, they're charging $1,800 for this, and he's saying it with a straight face. And I used to see the people troll him, and then one night I'm there, I'm like, wait a second, this guy's getting interaction, and because I'm watching his social media just go and go and go, and I feel like in the beginning, anybody who did real estate and had a social media presence, everything was smooth, suave, and sophisticated, and basically now it's the poster board for being thrown salty comments, and it's they're living for it in a weird way.
I'm there for the comments though.
I'm there for the troll.
Anytime I see a video like that, I'm in the comments.
I'm old enough to know that the troll life is life. You know, I mean, I'm AOL, Miami chat room number, blah blah blah. Yeah. So
with the dial-up sounds. How do you handle trolls? Do you get a lot of hate?
I don't get a lot of hate anymore.
You used to?
I used
There was a
to,
period?
yeah. Oh yeah, in the beginning.
How bad was
me
bad?
Too, actually.
I've
Only
got-
in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like
You
do
liar. You liar.
You use the block button though.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're salty. That's what it is, because you clap back hard.
I used to clap back, and now you get flagged for fucking bullying and whatever. So I can't say shit anymore. So I have a podcast. Fuck you guys.
So apparently, though, I'm to understand that there's like people that actually like live for that negative interaction.
That's what they want.
Apparently, like you make somebody by like putting up with their hijinks, if you will.
Yeah, but that's what they want. People that are there to troll you want a reaction from you. I feel like, I mean, any guy that would want to talk to you, if they're leaving you compliments, it's like 1 in 1,000. You're not gonna notice. But if they
leave you some salty remark, you're gonna be like,
if they call
oh,
you a name or whatever, I feel like you'd be like, damn, what the fuck's your problem?
But we digress.
But the algorithm doesn't see positive or negative, so if you leave a comment, that's a good thing, essentially.
It's true.
No matter what comment you're
Duly
leaving.
noted.
Facts. So walk us through a day in your life. What is like your day-to-day weekday look like?
Okay. Well, right now I'm on vacation from school, but since I start again in like 6 weeks, I'll do like my school schedule, because that's my normal schedule. But every morning I have my Pilates class at 8:30 in the morning.
Is the sun up at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm never up before the sun.
I cannot get up and work out.
I have to get up and work out, because if I don't get up and work out, I won't do it.
I used to do the I tried that, and then I was dying at the gym, and then I also am the kind of person that, so Miami's a very interesting phenomenon, because I've gone to gyms. I'm of the LA Fitness and Porky's Gym in the hammocks, which is, you know, in another era. But anyway, I remember.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 36.
I'm 47.
And look at me.
Look at me.
It.
You know?
I love it. I love that
You're
for you
47?
guys.
You didn't know that?
I knew you were in your 40s.
Oh, you
I
know?
didn't know you were almost in your 50s.
Coño, me lo va a tirar encima.
No, pero
Okay,
you look great.
all
That's
right.
my point.
So thank you. So check this out. So I tried that one morning, but apparently people go like matching outfits, and like I'm the kind of person that will roll out of bed, put on a cutoff t-shirt and whatever pants I'm in, I will go to the gym. Oh, and I just found out that ankle socks are no longer a thing, that I have to get tall socks, which was the other way around back in the day.
Nah, ankle socks for life, man.
It's too hot.
It's
too
as
hot.
hell.
Thank you. So having said that, I tried going to the gym at night. Like I'm talking about like 2-3 in the morning. I go to EOS Fitness, which used to be the old Planet Fitness, and they play movies while you run, which is great. But then there's the most interesting people late at night.
Yeah,
but tell us about Pilates in the morning.
I've never gone to the gym at 2 or 3 in the morning. That's
when Porky's Hammocks was open and they did 24 hours. The biggest steroid monster. I think I met every prospective client for a tattoo, an ex-gangster or current gangster. Like I think it was at that time I think it was like IMPs on one side, Latin Kings on the other, TNSs on, it was like they had their corners of the gym, so I'd just come in and run, and I was always like the smallest guy in the gym, so I would lie and be like, oh, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh, I'm recovering from a disease. Like I just leave it super I'm like, damn bro, you're doing all right, I see you bro, and I'm like,
you're like, don't beat me up.
yeah.
Well, my Pilates classes in the mornings are filled with older women in their 40s and 50s. So when I started going at this time, I also go for the instructor. Like that instructor is my favorite.
Do you use the Cadillac?
No.
Okay.
Only the private sessions. We use a reformer.
It's apparently a machine called a Cadillac, but please go ahead.
It's a I don't even know how to explain what a Cadillac is. It's a contraption, a huge contraption
that
you can,
out or something.
You can do a million things on it.
It almost looks like you need a safe word for it.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of it.
So I tattoo a woman who is a Pilates teacher instructions, and she told me, because at one point they love you. You're sweet. She told me that originally it was an exercise that was geared toward men, especially for boxing and for proper form. And then all of a sudden, because, you know, I at one point wanted to do Pilates through a client, and she's like, look, my classes are all female. I think you'll be very uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, okay.
And the girls will be uncomfortable too.
The girls would be more uncomfortable than you, for sure.
Huh? Definitely.
Pilates, I feel like the women would be more
duly
uncomfortable.
Noted, yeah.
Like, Pilates is definitely a more...
It's a woman dominant... How do I say that?
Dominated sport.
Dominated,
exercise.
Women dominated.
I will say this, it's a very good routine, because in the process while you're working on somebody. She had told me back then that it's really good, especially for like your musculature. Like myself, I had a bad shoulder injury, and it recovers you very well.
Yeah, it's like yoga. So what do you do after Pilates in the morning?
It's so good for core too.
Okay.
After Pilates, I will usually either go to school or do some sort of like homework. That's like when I do my computer work. So whatever I need to get done.
Does that also include like anything as far as content, or you?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if I have to upload stuff on YouTube, or if I have to edit, which I usually don't anymore, but I'll do computer related work, which includes school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you farm out your your editing as of a certain point, or are you still doing most of it yourself?
I don't do any of my editing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to even do like editing for my Instagram reels, and even my editor took that over now too. So it's been good.
It
becomes a lot.
Yeah.
It's too much, especially when you have multiple pages and platforms that you're on and whatever. It's too much.
I just feel I get into like heats where I like edit, do a bunch of stuff, and then just like my brain dries out. And then after a while, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get back on it. So it's very interesting, but that's actually a good idea that you farmed that out. So
yeah, I like to delegate work as much as I can.
So do I.
Yeah, so it just frees up a lot of time. So, but after computer work, if I don't have any appointments, lashes, nails, or whatever, I'll probably read.
What are you reading lately?
Desy's a reader. What is she not reading? Have you seen her TikTok? They're all like book reviews. Like
I actually have, oh my God, guys, this is so embarrassing. So I actually read a book called Kingdom of Ash, and I cried so hard. It's the hardest like I've ever cried for a book. And I recorded myself, and I never thought I'd be one of those people to record myself crying. But I had to show my friends like the
What is
trauma.
an ugly cry though? Like a
oh my God.
Were you sobbing?
So
like moguls?
I'm thinking of uploading it on TikTok. Do you want me to show you?
Show us.
Please.
Can we get
I'm intrigued.
First view of Desy's ugly cry.
This is the first. I mean, my friends saw the video because they knew what book I was crying about, but you guys will be the first.
Why did it make you cry though? What's the book about?
Because, bro, it's like Game of Thrones. It's exactly like Game of Thrones, a mix of like real life and magic, but everyone fucking dies at the end. Like,
that's not fun. Wait, did you just kill the book for everybody?
Well, no, because obviously not everybody dies.
No one's gonna buy the book now.
But a good 50% of the characters die. So that's your warning.
Okay.
But look at the thumbnail. Like,
oh man.
Wait, can you hear it?
Never in my life.
Guys, she is sobbing.
Yeah, this is
swollen
like...
eyes and everything.
Make me cry so hard. I thought that Aqua War made me cry.
That's a big ass book too.
Clip of you just like that's the thumbnail.
The book is like 900 pages.
Oh my God. So Desy spends about 4 hours of her day reading and crying, and then what? Nighttime rolls around.
Nighttime rolls around, and
she's on OF Lives.
Yeah, I can't even go live on OF anymore because I live with my parents again. Which I
much for that.
That's changing today. We're doing a live later, by the way, guys.
Yes, actually, this is gonna be my first live in a really long time, so watch that. No, I was supposed to go see Apartments on Monday. This is unrelated. I was supposed to go see Apartments on Monday, and my mother begged me not to.
Really?
She was like, don't move out. She's like, you want to travel? You're not going to be able to travel and like pay for your own apartment. She's like, you're going to be able to, but you're going to be struggling. She's like,
Cuban parents will have you staying in their house until you're 75. Like,
bro.
I mean, in this economy, I wouldn't complain.
I wouldn't even blame you, honestly. Like, you see?
There's a body in the rafters, by the way. That's what it is. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Wait, no,
I forgot to bury him later.
Shit.
Is it like fruit pies?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a body in the rafters.
There's no fruit in here at all.
There's no fruit. There's no food. There's no nothing. There's not even AC. I'm sweating right now. No, there's AC.
The thing is, also, it's that my classes typically take up like 6 to 8 hours of my day, and I'll have classes 2 to 3 days a week. So like, it sounds like I have a lot of time, but usually
It's
I really
kind of
don't.
like being back in school, right? Like you're
It's
in
like I
school
have a
all day and
part-time
then
job.
yeah.
Because I'm going to school like 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I was telling friends of mine, you know, that I was going to jump on the podcast and, you know, that you were going to be here and you're going to be here. And they were like, oh my gosh, they must have like all the time in their hands. And I was under that impression as well. Up until I started doing content like for my business and then seeing you, I realized like it's full
full-time.
all day. And then when you're not actually doing it, you're working on like your hair, your nails, your body, you're this, you're that, the other, like content creating, like you know, interacting with people. It's a lot.
So what I had to do with content, because like I had a cycle of where I would like work my ass off, I would accumulate content, then I'd get comfortable.
That's what I do.
It's a cycle I got stuck in. But what I ended up doing to get out of that, because obviously that wasn't working for me. It works for a while, but for me it wasn't working. I just plan 2 to 3 days out of the month, and I spend the entire day making content for the whole month.
Yeah.
And then I actually read
Today's
because
one of those days.
yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah, it is.
are crazy because now they're advertising like, oh, don't do that because then your content gets stale. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, dude, but people have lives. You know, it's like, yo,
I
homie,
do
chill.
not
Like,
want to get up and put makeup on every fucking day.
No,
like
and
I'm
I
trying
won't.
to wake up and go to the gym and just like
Yeah.
cook. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not
live your
recording-
life.
Yeah. Like I'm not recording every single thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
That's interesting. What do you mean by stale?
so apparently this gentleman's theory is that, for example, like you said, you do it 2 times, let's say for argument's sake, 2 times a month, right? But from the beginning of the month, you have 30 days where a trend may change or something may happen. So therefore, what he's saying is that you may put up a piece of content that no longer is relative.
Yeah, I feel like that more so with like TikTok when you have to use like trending sounds. If
Yeah.
you record and
Yeah.
save it in your drafts and don't post it for 3 months, it's irrelevant at that point. But I feel like things like YouTube videos, OnlyFans content like that
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm on the side of the more rebellious nature of it. It's like, look, dude, like in our reality, I do this because it's fun. I do this because it's cool. But when an algorithm makes you jump through too many hoops, after a while, you're kind of like, bro,
Well,
really?
that's part of the job too. When you're a full-time content creator, like you
Correct.
have to figure it out.
Correct. But
Like the algorithm's not pushing you. You got to do something to push it. Like some of your shit's
Yeah.
getting flagged. You got to do something to fix it.
Yeah, but it gets to a certain point where it's like, if I hear this song one more time on a different, it's like same thing, different, like same song, different thing. And it gets to the point where I'm like, look, bro, like, you know what? I'll stick to yacht
Yo,
rock and easy listening. If
There
you
is
like it,
a-
you like it.
There's a radio station on Sirius XM whatever radio, which I've never had until my car has it now, and I'm like cruising through the stations. There is a fucking station for TikTok popular songs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Y100.
No.
Whoops.
It's literally called TikTok hits or something. And I turn it on, I'm like, and I'll know the 30 seconds of the song from TikTok, and then the
hell.
rest of it, I'm like, what is this?
How about when you go and like hang out with somebody and they're like, check out this song, and I'm like, oh my god, you listen to TikTok
Yeah, it's
song.
the worst.
You
It's
want
the
to
fucking
know
worst.
something though? I
What?
think when you have the right team surrounding you,
Yeah.
that really helps, because like I'm signed to an agency and they predict the like
trends.
trends. So like on the days where I'm ready to create content, they'll send me a list of TikToks and like the types of videos to make.
So I just found out that that's a thing, an agency for creators, with the whole thing that's going on with the Met Gala. I don't know if you've seen the blowback with what's going on with Hailey Bailey, and she made a comment called "Let them eat cake," and apparently it's creating
I saw that.
a thing on social media where people are deleting certain celebrities
They're
or blocking
blocking.
or some sort of thing. But
What the fuck does eating cake? What?
it was something that Marie Antoinette said at the beginning of the
I
my
don't
history
follow
buffs
anything about
exactly.
celebrities.
The
or
meat of the
fucking-
the meat of the sandwich is basically it's creating this cycle of people blocking celebrities, and more importantly I was not aware that for certain content creators there's now agencies that actually work with creators, because I only thought that was with like actors or something like that. So it's very interesting to hear that there's actually a format to it, which is very, I wasn't aware of that. I thought people had to like literally sit there. I was like, man, you have to think every night a cool song. That must get to the point where you're like,
Listen, my monthly photo shoots that I do,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even dress myself. My agency comes up with the location, the concepts.
Your latest
the poses.
pictures, like, well, since you've signed with them, have been awesome.
The last,
Do you have any examples of them?
I've been at my best.
Everything
my
that's on her Twitter, on her Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't run my own social media anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Are you
heaven
shooting
sent.
with local photographers, or do they put somebody with you?
I only shoot with the agency's photographers.
Okay,
And
wow.
the reason I only shoot with them, aside from those are literally the most talented people in Miami, is that I don't have to go through the trouble of, I'm never going to get my edits, or how long am I going to be waiting for edits.
You know what I realized? That's like a thing with photographers, because
it's the biggest thing in the industry.
it's like, I took pictures.
No,
you're never going to get them.
Fucking bother you for months. Like, we need to shoot. And then you finally shoot.
Do you know what I like, though?
You finally shoot, and
everybody should go back to Polaroids.
You don't get yeah, seriously. Instant.
That's it.
Right there.
That's it.
And then, like, some photographers, like Mike, are nice enough. Well, they'll send you all your raws. They'll send you all your pictures.
Yeah.
But that is so rare to find. Photographers just don't do that.
Yeah.
Anytime I've shot, I've done that out of pure laziness. I'm like, you figure it out. Here's a hard drive. And you know what? I'm even more terrible because...
It's the best, though, for, like, the creator, because it's like, why are you going to spend your time editing a picture you like, and then you send it to her, and she's like, wow, I don't like my fucking chin in this picture.
Exactly. I realized that. So there's this theory that says that there's a version of you, a different version of you living inside every different person's head, which is very interesting. So what I may find attractive in a picture of you, or you may not. So 100%. I remember when I would shoot a tattoo, or I would shoot a photo or a building or something for a client, I'm like, this is gorgeous. And they're like, no. But then I'd show them another picture that I didn't like. So I realize now the easier thing to do, and I'm probably going to be lambasted for this, I will literally buy like 20 hard drives, and I'll like little thumb drives. I'll be like, boom, here's your pictures. Have fun. Like, did I get my money? Yes, no. Did the check clear? Perfect. And that's that.
Yeah, it's simple.
But I'll edit but then they're like, out of that, like there's a picture that I'll like, and I'll like take it and I'll be like, this is the one that
for your own
yes. Yeah.
It's crazy too, because a lot of people think that like if you pay for your photo shoot that automatically erases the problem of not getting edits, and that is not the case. It's not. You will pay some photographers and they still won't give you edits.
How long have you been creating content? Because I've known you for a fucking hot little minute now. Like,
since I turned 19. When I turned 19,
sorry, it's the
I turned 19 in January, and my first photo shoot ever was with Mike in May. So like 5 months after turning 19, that's when I started creating content.
When did you start creating content?
19 years ago.
Yeah. I remember because you would do a lot of the tattoo magazines.
I did.
She's in a lot of magazines.
Do you remember the guy that
I wouldn't even consider it creating content at that time, because it wasn't like...
You were like one of the pioneers.
It was in print.
Yeah, you were one of the pioneers of it.
It was in fucking Barnes and Noble, bitch. Like, I went over there and go like, I'm in that magazine, and then you have to buy it because they never sent you
remember.
Shit.
So that was part of the thing in the industry back then. You would send in your picture. There was two ways. One, you'd show up to a tattoo convention. There was always a guy.
And you gotta hope he like picks you out from the crowd.
The guy who looked like Kenny Rogers.
It was always like some
Casey Exton from Outlaw Biker magazine, and he'd come up to him. He was like the old man from Family Guy. He's like, "Oh, you're so cute," and then he'd take you to the back room and shoot you.
Come here, child. Let me touch you.
So I would literally
You never touched anyone. I'm sorry.
No. He was within reason for that period.
The first time that I ever came out in a cover wasn't like, it was like
Tattoo Review, right?
Let me take. It was Savage.
Yes.
Savage magazine was my first cover. I was like 18.
Did you get paid?
No.
No.
I was in a tattoo convention. I had 3 colors in my fucking hair. I had blue eyeshadow on, no eyebrows. That shit was a hot ass
Desi,
mess. Desi.
The worst. When I say literally, it was picture print.
Like no edit. Like that. No.
There was pictures in there. They looked like Buffalo Bob from Silence of the Lambs had them on their wall.
So
it was
bad.
It was
so bad.
Yeah.
And then it was like, let me take a picture of your arm.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he was like shooting the pictures, and I'm like, oh, it's my arm, because I had a half sleeve at the time and like my upper back or something. And then it was like, this is gonna be the cover, and I'm like, and I just walked out.
Oh my god!
And like a year later, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
wow.
And it was crazy because those photographers, you'd shoot at a convention, and then like 6 months to a year later, like in a random like airport, someone would be like, hey, I saw your tattoo in a magazine, or I saw your picture in a magazine.
So weird.
And then you'd have to like be like, please buy it, send it to me, I'll give you double. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's when word of mouth was everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking.
It was weird to be recognized to be in print. But speaking of, do you get recognized in public? Like, how do you How does that feel? Like if random people come up to you, like have you had any interesting interactions with people? Anything weird?
Yes. So I've had more people see me in public, but then message me saying like I was too shy to come up to you.
Yeah.
But I've had like 3 or 4 times where people have run into me. But I actually had this one experience that was so fucked up that now I don't want people to come up to me at all.
You don't at all?
No.
Do you want to share that, or is it rough?
No, I'll share it. To make a long story short, I was out in Wynwood one night. This was years ago. And some guy, like, I guess noticed me. Mind you, this guy was a creep the whole time. Like, the moment that he, like, recognized me, he wouldn't, like, be within more than 5 feet from me. Like, he was always hanging around.
In the personal space.
And staring and trying to sneak pictures and shit. And then, like, he asked me for a picture.
Which is so weird because it's like, just ask for the fucking selfie. You don't have to, like, sneak photos.
Yeah, super creepy. Then he asked me for a picture. We took a picture. And then he sent that picture in a group chat with, like, his boys and said something rude. Like, he took the picture of me just to talk shit about me to his boys and put me in the group chat. I already had a lot of followers. He probably thought I was never going to see that message. And
how did you see the message?
It was in my request box. He added me in the group chat.
Oh.
Yeah. And he said something about
secret.
like, look who I saw last night. And but it was something really like mean and derogatory. I don't remember what it is now, but I was just like, you were so creepy last night to sit here and talk shit about me with your guys as if you're like
to him?
Big Daddy. Of course, I said something in the chat like.
So Desi looks at her DMs, guys. Don't fucking play with her.
Oh no, I do, and I don't like run my own page anymore, but I still do. I'm still logged in. You know, I'll look every now and then. But it was terrible. So I told him off, and then one of the guys in the group chat sent me a message separately, and he was like, I don't identify with that guy. Like, he's such an asshole. Like, I would never talk to you that way. Like, I think he was really my only genuine fan in that group. Like, but he was sweet. But yeah.
All right. So, tacos. We were talking about tacos.
Yes. That's what I feel like eating. Because last time I left Vanny's house racing to pierce my nose. And I didn't get
to have
good tacos.
Did you do both at the same time?
I did, yeah.
Oh, it came out dope. Awesome.
So, being that you have all of these other things going on as far as work, do you feel like OnlyFans affects your work outside of the internet? That was also a fan question. Naomi asked, do you find it challenging to keep corporate and online work separate?
Well, when I worked in real estate, which is like the most corporate job I had, it actually helped me. Like, people respected me more. I was very young when I was working in real estate. I started working in real estate when I was 18. So when people saw what I had built for myself on social media, it actually helped me. Like, they would listen to me more.
Well, you know what's funny? There was an adult creator, I believe her name is Isabella Anderson, who switched from doing content to doing real estate, and I noticed that it went so seamless, and a lot of her her interactions created good buzz to the point, because I realized with real estate you can be the best realtor, but if your social media networking or your content as a person is no good, no one goes to you, which is very interesting.
I mean, yeah, your social media presence is like your resume nowadays.
As an artist, I can tell you this because I've bid for jobs, and I've had all the qualifications. I've had a good thing, and then I'll notice I'm like, wait a second, what's going on over here? And I'm realizing that it's a good thing, bad thing. Most of the times they will look at, oh, well, they have blank amount of followers, to which my retort is always like, yeah, but like half of those those 20 fake followers from Indian accounts, or like those, dead dummy profiles. But apparently that is the currency, if you will, for certain interactions.
You ever seen Black Mirror?
It's so funny. I avoided Black Mirror because I knew it was going to give me hella anxiety. I mean, I will watch it in snippets. Like, what's funny? So TikTok does this beautiful thing that there's a couple of people on there that will take a movie. Like the other night I saw American Me in like 20 minutes because they just get all the juiciest scenes and you go, Exactly. So Black Mirror is starting to hit way close to home. Especially, they had one episode where if you pass away, they upload your consciousness into basically a virtual neural net server.
Have you seen Black Mirror, Desi?
I've seen only the Miley Cyrus episode.
Oh.
Okay. Well, if you get a chance, it's actually that one episode I did watch, and it was one of the ones that wasn't as scary, if you will, because some of them I'm like, yeah, dude, I can't sleep tonight,
it's
man.
not like horror, but it's
psychological.
shit. Like there was one episode that I saw that it was basically you have your phone glued to your hand, like we all do already. And as you are walking in the street or going about your day and you have daily random interactions with people, you can rate the person. So if I'm with you in an elevator and you don't say hi to me, I'll give you a 1 rating and be like, rude, she didn't say hi to me. And then that becomes like your credit score. So it's like you want to move into a building or whatever. They're like, let's see your social score, and they're like 3 stars. You can't live here.
So funny thing that actually.
Imagine that shit.
That's a thing in China, actually.
I would live in my car.
In China, your social rating. So there was a gentleman that he was a reporter and he spoke up against the current regime in China. So they blackballed him so hard that he can't even catch a train because you have to run your social score to like get a loan, to eat at certain places, and
even to eat at certain places. That's like
crazy.
This is a nice restaurant and you're a 2.5, you can't be here.
Well, they theorize that regrettably that is coming to the United States.
Good,
and
start being nicer to each other.
Well, you see it in the insurance companies because now the insurance will put that little chip in your car, and if you drive aggressively, like your price goes up. And I'm like,
my car sends me a notification like you were speeding yesterday, you didn't fully stop 3
again?
times. I'm like,
what car do you drive?
Fuck up. Mind your business, bro.
Oh, that's right. No. No, the reason I ask is so I never get that car. Like
most
I don't want
newer
that.
cars have that if they have an app.
An app, yeah.
The app will tell you.
That's
like
what Progressive
if you have
does.
the app.
I actually am about to find out. I would never regret my social media career ever in a million years because my life has been so amazing. However, deciding to go into the medical field now, I'm really about to find out how many consequences my actions have.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Like, do you feel like it's already kind of affected it? Do you feel like people in school are recognizing you? Do you feel like your professors are...
No. So I deleted a lot of like my really bad content when I was applying to FIU.
If I may ask, what do you mean by
she means
bad?
More ass, bro. She never did anything out of hand. Like,
but I posted in G-strings. I mean, that's like
the girl next door posts in G-strings when she's on her fucking vacations, and the only difference is that she's not monetizing this shit.
I mean, I feel you. But whatever.
I feel like Desi's like harder on herself than she should be.
I think what might be good because, for example, my dentist friend, he just recently started doing his social media campaign, and I realized that it's been quite a boom. Like, I see the change. In other words, like, for example, he has presence, the way he speaks, and a lot. For me, the plastic surgeon doctors. Tal Rudner, I believe, is one of them, and I follow him, and it's actually like informative, and like I like seeing procedure.
Yeah.
My cousin's a bariatric surgeon in the Dominican Republic, so maybe I'm just theorizing it might be something that might be good for you because you have an established audience already.
Yeah, I can always like change the direction of my content. I'm sure at some point I'll be, because I follow a bunch of like doctors and people doing their residency right now on TikTok and stuff. I'm sure I'll evolve into that. I have a lot of different things going on with my social media. I don't doubt that I might do that, but with the page that I have right now, I'm actually going to be pushing Pilates on it soon because that's another thing that I'm doing. I just got my Pilates course to get my certification. So like my content is going to be like, bikini and stuff. I'll never stop doing that. I love taking
Pilates and bikinis.
We're in South Florida,
Pilates and bikinis.
Yeah.
And eventually I do want to start like hosting my own classes. Like hopefully that'll grow into something.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So how do you think this year so far has been treating you?
It's been rough.
I was not expecting that answer.
I know,
I was like
great to like crying about a book.
Wow.
You can't stop. You love that.
It's so crazy because I've had the best and worst 6 months ever. Well, no, it's been 5 months. It's been the best and the worst. Yeah, at the same time. It's been real weird.
Should we have an episode where we just focus on you? No.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
Let's turn the mics
Flip the
around.
script.
Let's go.
All right. Now Desi starts.
Yeah.
No.
should do that,
So that's what you're working on now for the rest of the year, kind of shifting over to the Pilates kind of content. And
Yeah. So I'm supposed to finish my bachelor's in December. So I'm just going ham right now for that. And then also do my Pilates. The course, it has like a Canvas part that's like written, and then it has like an in-person part. So I should be done with that by like the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like every weekend.
Cool.
Structured.
I mean, I
weird,
feel
but-
like you could put that type of content on OnlyFans too. Like,
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Well,
you definitely could.
I get a lot of like workout requests. Like, can you work out in a thong? I'm like, what gym
too.
am I gonna go to in a thong, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what are you even talking about?
That just sounds like it wouldn't be. So look, I will tell you this. Like we were speaking about gyms earlier. I detest gyms for, well, two things. I'm very phobic after 20 years in the tattoo industry. I feel everybody's
He's
got
a
cooties.
germaphobe.
Well, here's a funny thing. You were talking about hookah, and I remember the first time I went to hookah, like, you know, someone's like, and I'm like, I'm not putting that in my mouth. It's
Yeah,
been
but
in
they
your
have
mouth.
the tips. and
Yeah,
you
but he
change
did it
the
without the tip. I'm like, I'm not raw dogging you. I don't know you,
He did it
homie.
without
Like,
the tips.
Yeah, that's
No.
kind of weird.
exactly.
No,
But
you gotta use the little plastic thingies.
I can't
Yeah.
even, like, if I were to see that content of someone using a G-string and they didn't like have a video of them wiping it down first.
You get the ick.
Honestly, yeah, that would piss me off. Like if I'm in the gym and you're in a thong on a seat and
Will
you
you-
just get up and
will you shower at
and
the
I'm,
gym?
Like, wearing, would I?
Yeah.
I have.
Oh,
I
will you?
have after the sauna.
No, I've
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I
With
can't.
flip flops on, but I have.
The standard hotel. That's about it. And literally like in flip flops going, please Jesus.
You don't
But-
shower at hotels.
Excuse me?
You don't shower at
With
hotels?
flip flops.
At hotels?
Yes.
Dude, they clean the fucking showers.
Fuck. Have you not? Well, you never had to do tattoo
Us-
conventions and go to motels where, like, I went to a motel in, like, Bradenton, Florida, where the front end of the motel was real, and then the back was, like, a crack hangout, and then, like, literally, like, all the shampoo bottles were, like different brands, and then they had the remote
I
control
don't know.
had
When I
tape.
get invited to tattoo conventions, I get put up, you know? So it's different.
I'm 20 years ago.
Kind of
This
like,
is now.
I
This
have
is
pretty
when la cosa está
privilege,
buena.
like-
No, yeah, I don't. Shit, I wish. You know?
Oh no.
I don't know. Give me a convention.
I
they'll do
lost
that
my
for me.
train of thought.
Well,
Anyway, we're-
actually, anatomy has really clean bathrooms.
Oh yes, no. There's the high end.
I feel like my gym's bathrooms are clean. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna find out
I mean,
today,
it smells
actually.
good in there. I just wear flip flops.
I work out in my backyard, and then if not, I go to my gym. I go to my
Don't-
EOS, and then I
listen,
run home and I
let
shower.
me-
I put the towel on the towel on the carro.
Let me make
Towel on
this
the
clear. I don't shower in my gym regularly. I have if I'm going somewhere straight after, like, and I don't have time to stop and shower. I'd rather that than sit
Yes,
in
of
swamp
course.
baths all day.
Yeah.
Like, and I use the sauna every time I go to the gym. So I'm
Is
not
this-
gonna be drenched in sweat and then sit in my car. Like, I'll jump in the shower, flip flops on, of course, and then rinse off real quick. and
Have you guys read about the supposed BBL smell from a B?
Ew.
Oh yeah.
What's a BBL smell?
what that
Apparently, there was a thing going around on social media that certain people, not everybody, when they get BBLs, apparently like washing or like just like having all that extra in the back is
Like the plasma? Like what? Like
not
fresh?
necessarily. No, not necessarily
BBL?
fresh, but like they're when they like not everybody like you got to wash back there when you got a big old booty. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot
You
of
have to
people
wash
don't
back there
understand
even
that.
if you don't have a big booty.
Fact.
Wash your ass.
Yes. If you're Dominican, let me sol.
With a rag or a loofah or something.
No,
Like
loofahs are actually. You know what's funny?
Here he goes with the fucking germs. It's a sponge for your butt.
But you have to keep it outside of the shower because if you keep, they're breeding grounds for bacteria and
Oh,
organisms, and then
yeah.
you're literally like injecting your. So anyway, so talking about I'm about to get
actually
Howard
really
Hughes here and wipe down everything and go
Okay,
home and
I
my aluminum foil my car.
We had another question for Desi.
Yes.
I know that you are a fan of AI apps.
I am.
Okay, so with how everything is AI generated now, how do you feel that affects content creation? Like, do you think it's gonna take over eventually? Like, we're not even gonna have to do photo shoots. Everything's gonna be AI. Do you
No.
wish it would be like that?
No.
You don't think it'll take over?
I don't think it'll take over, and I actually have a really funny story because someone reached out to one of the photographers in my agency, and it was a guy that was representing an AI girl. So she had a whole profile with thousands of followers, but she wasn't real. So she he had asked the photographer to collaborate on a post to make it seem like she was real and collaborating with like a real photographer. And like obviously the photographer was like, I'm not gonna do that, I didn't take this picture. And the guy was like, soon she's gonna have millions of followers, like this is gonna be an investment.
No, and they talk about it as if it's a person.
So
like,
yeah, he's like, she's not real, bro. Like,
so I the reason we brought up this question, and it was something, you know, it happened to me where I have a group chat with some friends and, you know, photographer friends, and a picture came up and, you know, I looked up this model and I'm like, wow, she's really pretty, videos and everything. And then it was very interesting in the way I caught on. So it's very interesting if you read about, like, sometimes, like, if you're having a dream, if you read, like, if the script is messed up, you know you're dreaming, right? So AI has this funny thing in the algorithm. It used to be like it could never make hands, and then for a while you could see one pupil was bigger than the other one.
Oh yeah, like the fingers would be like
correct, webbed, or like
yeah.
If you look at the pupils, one was like dented and the other one was not, et cetera, et cetera. So I looked at it and I'm like, no, she's extreme. I thought it was face tuning, but literally the photographer slipped, took a picture of the model with a background, like in a penthouse with the window open. And I'm looking at the buildings in the back. I'm like, these buildings are not real. But it's getting to the point where
it's hard to tell
it's literally like, I think within the next 5 years, while I think now.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
The thing is, I don't think it's going to take over because there's this sort of like intimacy that you have when it's a real person that you don't have when it's a robot.
There are apps that will talk to you for hours and learn your mannerisms and how you speak and how you would respond to things, and your fans would never know if they're talking to you or to some sort of AI.
That's true. That'd be fucking so
Like,
dope. On the business side of it, that'd be so dope.
I mean, it makes
Yeah.
everything easier if you want to.
Here's a
yeah,
thought. I think
person.
pretty much you'd, at that point, license out your likeness.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you'd make a royalty on top of that. And then you'd pay premium.
There are apps that are doing that already.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, there are.
Because look, there's always some creepy weirdo that's already, like, I remember when my friends, like, learned how to do CGI in, like, art class, the first thing they did was make two people humping. So I'm imagining that's already happening behind the, you know.
For sure. That's just weird. I'm not a fan. I don't like that shit. I don't want anyone
But you've
having
always
my likeliness.
You've always been very grassroots about your like, you've always been like original recipe, this is you, like very raw and unfiltered, I realize. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Would, like, you as a man, because women, we think differently, right? Like,
Okay.
I think, would you ever actually talk to an AI model?
I'm going to give you the best example, and I'm going to be as, like, not so much politically correct, but in all reality. So I have friends that would be happy looking at adult content, and then I have friends that will be much happier with receiving directly a picture from a real life person with a heartbeat. You understand what I'm saying? I think I'm more of the latter.
it depends on the person, I feel that.
I feel that, but I mean, like, AI, because in the end, you know what it is? So I read this very interesting thing. My generation is the generation that knows time before the internet, time before social media, time where there was no such thing. I think 2 generations above you, they'll be readily accepting of it, and they'll be to the point where they will technically fall in love with that and have that whole thing that we've read about that's been very science fiction.
Yeah.
I think right now it's in an infancy where that's not going to be a
Can
thing.
you imagine having a whole ass relationship with an AI thing?
The way I see it is like, let's say you bring a fictional character to life in AI, and it's a fictional character that I am in love with because I'm in love with
I was
many.
gonna say, who is it?
It's a lot. I have like 12 book boyfriends. But if you brought my favorite book boyfriend to life with AI, I still wouldn't fucking talk to it.
How many of them are Anne Rice characters?
Anne Rice?
Anne Rice, Interview with a Vampire? No?
No, I haven't read any vampire books.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
into vampire anything.
I'm reading a book about a demon right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's
About a
pretty
demon?
dark, but surprisingly, I like it. I'm actually learning things about myself, and I'm like, whoa.
Oh, interesting.
Books got her going deep.
It's good to learn. It's good seeing that books are still a thing. Are you a Nook person by any chance or no?
Nope. I like the brick and mortar. Well, I guess that's not the right word, but you know what I mean. I like the physical copy.
Tangible
in my hands.
is the best. And you know what's
Tangible.
funny? They did a study why people like books. It's because the book itself actually has notes of vanilla, lavender, and just the smell of the binding and the material.
Really?
It comes.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
I also love to annotate, and that's why I prefer the physical book too.
I'm very anal about not messing up my books to the point that I try to read them, and when it like the spine breaks, I'm like, because you're supposed to do this thing with a book where you open it and smooth the page so it actually bends like that. I don't know if you knew that.
I do. I take care of my spine.
Yeah.
Fucking bunch of dorks over here, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I iron my comic
People
books
thought
too.
we were gonna be talking to Desi about like sex and OnlyFans, and we're here like,
I mean,
how do
like,
you protect the spine of your fucking book?
Well,
Do you know this? Well, I mean, like, yeah, we can get down. No, but in all reality, it's just one of those things. I mean, like, I think going back to what you said, a lot of people would expect that kind of thing. Like when I was a kid, and I remember it was really funny when you read the back of like Playboy magazines from the 70s that your uncle has like in the corner and shit. You read and like
The
it's
bush.
like, huh?
Big bush on the cover.
1, 2. When you read the rhetoric, it's like, what does this girl do on her time off? She's busy like shaving her legs to get ready for her next sexual encounter. And I'm like, so you're brought up to think that's like the thing, and it's like very interesting because I'm seeing a lot of creators, like one girl does comedy, one girl does cooking, one girl does like a bunch of other stuff, you know. Like it's like, all right, cool. The guys who are actually falling behind are the male creators, because no one's watching their stuff.
What are
they doing? What are those homies doing?
Well, that's the thing is like, are you talking about like like OnlyFans creators, or just
Or just general adult and OnlyFans creators?
Yeah, I mean the thing with male OnlyFans creators is that they're targeting male audiences. Like women do not subscribe to see you jerk off. Like it just is what it is. But
period.
I guess I'm not buying that Corvette like that.
I mean, you can start an OnlyFans.
Huh?
Do you want my phone for the questions, or have we?
You want to get to some?
I mean,
do you want to answer?
Hell yeah.
I didn't even look through them, so I
Hand
don't
me your
know
phone.
what
Let
it
me see
is.
if there's any good ones.
You know what I would love to do?
One person did ask. His name is Mr. Wall. He wanted to know what you think the best part of your job is and how you started, which we kind of talked about how you started earlier. But
The best part of my job is the freedom. I have so much freedom, like in every sense. For my free time, like, you know, I'm financially well off, so that's my favorite part.
yeah, that's what I would have thought.
I mean, and how I started, I literally just started taking pictures. And that is the most, like, everyone hates that answer, but I'm like, just start. Like, just book yourself a photo shoot.
Yeah, they always want some like in-depth fucking
They want a
story.
step-by-step guide.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that for you. You just literally have to start planning photo shoots.
That is a funny thing because I get reached out a lot, and I spoke to you about this. They're like, "Oh, what does she do? What does she do?" I'm like, "She takes pictures." Like,
Yeah.
why is this?
I mean,
like,
I started because I was bored and I just put them on MySpace.
There's two. There's the one I posted yesterday and the one I posted today.
was that back then when you had your top 5?
On MySpace?
Yeah, remember that?
Fuck yeah.
Remember when you took somebody off and you got that phone call?
Why'd you take me off your top 5?
Yeah.
Actually, I remember that too. I'm
Really?
not that young.
You were on MySpace?
I was
Yeah?
on MySpace.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And learning all kinds of HTML codes and shit to make my page on nice.
Did you have the pretty page with like the butterfly flying?
Yes.
Oh,
Like a song
yeah,
playing.
yeah.
And it
How
was
about the
always
stars drizzling? Remember
Black
that?
and purple were my
Oh,
colors.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what mine
I could
was
never
like.
do that. I had friends that had the jerk page that would they would hide the button to turn off the sound. Oh, those are the worst pages, man. But
I don't remember that.
Okay.
yeah,
Jock Campos wants to know, who is your favorite book author and why?
I haven't read enough books to answer that.
Okay, sorry,
Okay.
Jock.
Yeah, it's not fair.
These questions are not as weird as mine, but they're pretty.
what's a weird one? Go.
What is your sweetie dog's name?
My sweetie dog's name is Vader, like
Vader.
Darth Vader, the opposite of sweet, actually.
What the fuck is this? Are you able to do SPH now?
What is that?
I have no idea. That's what it says.
SPH?
SPH.
Can someone on Twitch tell us what SPH means?
K Dog wants to know if you'll have dinner in
Wait, why do you
Cali.
look like you know what
is
SPH means?
No, I'm trying to make like a funny thing. Like I'm trying to like species preventative
Are you
hospital.
able
No,
to
I'm not.
do SPH?
Of course it is.
Top 2 Hachi wants to know, what singular event changed your course to be where you are?
Oh my god, that's such a loaded question.
School of Public Health.
It's definitely
Are
not
you able
that.
to do School of Public Health now? And
School of Public
He put
Health.
a laughing emoji, so it might be. Put like SPH.
Wait, there's a medical abbreviation for it. Spear.
Put SPH Urban Dictionary.
Oh yeah.
Not secondary pulmonary hypertension.
Yeah, no. Shit.
All right, SPH Urban Dictionary. Watch, it's gonna be some weird thing.
Do you play chess?
Oh my. I think he wants
Oh,
small penis humiliation.
No, I don't do that.
Guys, you had to come better with the questions for Des.
That's what she said.
You had to come better. with the
Waka
questions.
waka.
A singular event that changed
The course of where you are
the
now.
course of where I am now.
That's a fucking tough question.
Is that like in my personal life, in my career? Cause
Why don't you do it too multifaceted? Yeah.
okay,
In your personal life,
That's
go.
fucking hard. One event to change the entire course, like.
yeah. I
No, it
mean,
isn't. There's event. I got events that really
I
like.
can't think of that shit.
well, to be honest, I did meet someone that inspired me going to medical school, and that changed the course of my life because I was never gonna go back to school. Like I already had my AA. I wasn't gonna finish school, so that I did change. I met one person that like influenced. So that's, I guess, in my professional life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in your personal life?
In my personal life, moving back in with my mom, I think changed everything because I had very much another plan in mind. And I'm not moving out of my mother's house. I don't give a fuck what anybody
Stay
says
there
about
forever.
Look,
Stay there forever.
me. I'm very happy there.
No, seriously, like,
very happy.
Is there-
These bills are out of control. Rent is out of control.
do you have the
Miami's out of
magic microwave
control.
at your house?
What is that?
The magic microwave is when you come home from school and you open the microwave door
And there's a plate
food.
of leftover of already
Food.
cooked food in there.
And then the next morning there's leftovers for you. And this magical microwave lives in your parents' house. Because when I would come home from school at whatever time, or if I came out from getting saucy late at night, I remember there was a plate of leftovers. And it was great. And there was magic refrigerator that had like Hispanic dessert, because I don't know about you guys, but my mom would not make like... So my mom would not
I
have
never
like...
had that because my mom is not a cook.
Oh no, but my
She's
mom would
probably
always make
watching this and
flan.
She's like, oh my god, I can't believe she
Oh,
said
yeah.
that. But
Yeah, that's happening.
She's really not.
I have a meal plan, so.
But at one, well, that's now though. But at one point, you didn't have magic microwave, or is this
I
only
mean,
like? Yeah?
No, my mom cooks like every now and then. If she hears this, she'll be like, bitch.
Both our moms are the only people on Twitch right now watching this shit.
I love
Okay.
you, mommy.
Lizzie McGuire with Z says, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Lizzie McGuire, Wissy. What is my biggest pet peeve? I answered this on a YouTube video, but I kind of want to give a different answer. On our YouTube haul, we talked about what our biggest pet peeves were. I think at the time...
I feel like mine changes daily. Because something new will happen and I'll be like, no, I don't like that. That's on the list. Like, don't ever fucking do that again.
What is a pet peeve that I have? You know what pet peeve I have? When someone calls me, period. But also
That's it.
when they call me and I don't answer and then they call me again. If you call me more than
annoying.
once, that really, really annoys me.
What if it's an emergency?
Find someone else to call.
I'm
sorry.
Call the ambulance.
And I'll probably date myself right now because I'm the opposite. I would, for certain interactions, if I don't like, I like to speak it out because I'm one of those people that watches.
Assad's a phone caller, bro. Sometimes he calls me. I'm like, I'm doing
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Text me. Like,
Capitalizations and periods and inflection and tone.
Are you a stickler for that?
Sometimes I am, but that's just because I'm literally dating myself now. But in my defense, if I realize a person is not about that, I will adjust accordingly. But if I don't like you, I will completely ignore you. I'll be like, all right, and then I'll literally, cause I go, since you don't want to wear your big boy pants and not pick up the phone, you can see me in person.
no,
And
I'm the type
super
of
big
person
about
that if you call me and I don't answer for whatever reason, like if I'm busy or I just can't talk or I just don't feel like fucking talking, I'll immediately text you. Like, can I call you later?
Yeah.
But that's a like.
Or I'll say, text me. I'm in the middle of something.
I
or
give
whatever.
my female friends the courtesy of, like, if we're doing business, like for example, like if I can't text, it's like if I call you, it's I'm either driving or I want to get my point across quicker because I'm like, whatever. But my female friends, I do give them that because I don't know what's going on in their person. I don't want like a homie getting upset.
Audio.
I love voice
Yeah,
notes.
yeah,
Love
she's
I'm
very
a
audio.
voice noter. I'll
Yeah.
send you a fucking podcast through your text.
I will
Yeah.
10
literally,
minutes long.
but I will tell my friends, and even if we just met and I see you called me for the first time, I'll tell you, like, I'm not the type to answer the phone. I won't answer the phone. So if you call me after that, I will answer the phone because I'll know it's an emergency.
Yeah.
What I'll tell you, one pet peeve that I do have, and I really, really dislike this. Like, it's like a finger in my ass, and not in a good way. People that go places and they're walking around FaceTiming somebody.
Loud as fuck.
Hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm over here in the supermarket.
In the middle of Target, loud as fuck.
So I had a client when I was in the tattoo industry that would do this. So his chick was like, I'm like, and at one point, like when she hung up, I was like, is she scared you're gonna cheat? Oh, homie, you don't even know. So apparently it's like a thing that people do. No. And I'm like, you're at like I saw it at Walmart the other day. You're at Walmart in literally the frozen vegetable aisle, and you have to sit there like that.
I would rather drink water with a fork.
Yeah.
If I was ever like any person that tries to put me on that, that's my, like, for example, how you will, like, I'll literally be like,
I don't
no.
know if you want to answer any of these other ones.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do it. Let's go down the line. Let's get top 5 grodiest ones right now.
Oh my god.
Do it. No, it's that bad.
It's
that bad.
I don't even want her to answer.
Okay. No.
They're fucking weird.
This
Really?
is so funny because one of the people that asked me a weird question is one of my friends, and I know her in real life. Why would you ask me this?
May I take a look afterwards? I'm intrigued now.
Like this one right here, I like know her in real life.
Oh, you know her?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
That's a real girl, like a real person. Like, why would you? Because sometimes guys have like profile pictures of women pretend to be women, but I actually know her.
As hell. So, I think it's about that time. Desi, where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok under Desy Gato. Twitter, real Desy Gato, because someone took my fucking username.
Beat his ass. Her ass.
Before I even got to join Twitter, someone took my username. Look at the little thumbs
up that just popped up.
Hey, that's probably my mom or your mom. Hey.
Oh boy. Yeah.
What is that?
We got fireworks.
Hey,
what
that's
the
great.
Fuck? That's so cute.
That's awesome. Oh. Yeah, thank you for having me. Congrats on your podcast.
Coming.
I'm so excited.
Happy you came.
I still think that when I had my podcast, one of my favorite episodes was with Benny. I think I laughed so much in our episode.
Is that still on the internet?
It's not. I removed it. Yeah.
Damn.
Good times.
Maybe I should put it back. No, you got archived. Maybe I should put it back.
Put it back. I'll put in the link in the description of this.
Don't let anyone encourage you to do anything you don't
ever
want to do.
delete your social media for a man. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys on Twitch
Shots
for tuning
fired.
in.
There's someone who's going like this right now and cringing and being like, oh, damn.
That guy's pissed.
Breaking pencils.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for listening to those on Apple Podcasts. Again, we are on rumble.com/Voice of Vicious Podcast, and on YouTube. It's the same thing. Same on Instagram. They could find Mr. Rabbits here.
I'm on Instagram, Rabbits305. Come check me out. It's actually been really fun. It's actually really nice speaking with you and getting to know a little bit more about you.
Likewise.
So thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Fuck off, people.
Bye.
Bye.